Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making another video about my Cal Poly experience, and this one is about how I got in and my stats. So, I'm what you call a dumb smart kid. Like when you think of Cal Poly engineering students, you think top of their class, super smart. I mean, I'm not going to say I wasn't smart. I was smart, but for being smart, I was on the lower spectrum. Like I was that just above average category. You know, like those kids that, are smart, but they don't compare to like the valedictorian. So that was me. And that's kind of a bummer, but I mean, at least I got into Cal Poly, but Cal Poly doesn't include any extracurricular activities. So for me, that was a big thing. I was really big into helping the community out. So I did a ton of clubs like Interact, which is the Rotary Club. I did Art Club a little bit, like trash cleanups and all that stuff. I was in here for 4 years. I was editor for 2 of those. I was junior class secretary and senior class secretary. I was in ASB for a year. I just did like all kinds of that sort of stuff. And I did sports. I played like water polo and golf and swim for a little bit. But I was like, I liked to do things overall, and Cal Poly doesn't ask you that, essentially. So what they ask you is personal information, background, additional information, and just confirmation of your information. So there's 4 categories to the Cal Apply application, which is what you use to apply to California state schools, which Cal Poly SLO is one of. If you didn't know that, it's probably, in my opinion, it is the best. But it is, I think it actually is the best state school academically. So let's get into it. For my personal information, I am not a minority other than being a woman. Like because of parent issues, I was deemed like a ward of the court for a little tiny period of time during a custody battle. And so that meant I didn't have to put any parent information in my application. I'm a California resident. I'm actually just local. Some people say we're weird. I guess you can find out from watching these videos. Yeah, it's local. And I'm not like local. As I said before, I grew up in Tuscany, which is next to SLO. So it means I went to SLO a lot, but I didn't like live in SLO. My dad did though for a sec. Went to high school there. As far as classes I took, which is the next section after you finish the personal information part that pretty much asks for your demographics, which is why I said I'm not a minority. I am very white. Born into privilege, I guess. Didn't choose it. So the classes I took were my AP classes my senior year were AP Gov, AP Lit, AP Calc, which was dual enrollment. If you don't know what dual enrollment means, it means like I took it at the community college and I got community college credit rather than AP credit. And I took AP Chem my senior year. I did not take the AP Gov test or the AP Lit test. I only took the AP Chem test. I didn't pass. I only passed one AP test, and that was my junior year. So my junior year, the AP classes I took were stats, bio, lang, and I also took leadership my junior year. But the only AP test I passed was AP bio, and I got a 3 on that, which actually gave me like 9 credits at Cal Poly. They're pretty good with that. And then my sophomore year, I took AP Euro, and I only took, my sophomore year was the last year I took Spanish, so I took Spanish 2 my sophomore year. And I took English honors my freshman and sophomore year, but I looked at the thing, and it says I put English passing on my actual application to Cal Poly. So passing English is fine. So on to the dual enrollment classes. I took 3 classes that were considered dual enrollment, which means I got Cuesta College transcripts, which is the local community college. And so those classes were 2 semesters of AP Calc, which was really cool because I got the GPA boost from being AP, but I didn't have to pass the test. I just needed to get a C or higher in the class to get that credit, which I was fine with. And again, I got a C because I'm not all that smart. And it was my senior year, and you kind of burn out real quick. Senior year. I also took 2 semesters of a photography class that was at my high school, another dual enrollment class, and I took 1 semester of career exploration, which was my health class freshman year. my teacher just hooked it up, so it was considered dual enrollment, which was sick. And then for the A through G requirements they have you check off in the application, mine said I had 29 years of the required, because my dual enrollment classes got double counted, but don't fret when that happens to you. Or if you have like weird IB credits or something and it says you have more years than you should, don't worry. Like for example, it's 3 years required for math, and mine said I took 6 years because I think each semester of math counted as a year of math. But I didn't do that. But also, I took Algebra 1 in 7th grade and Geometry in 8th grade, so that meant I started high school taking Algebra 2. So I did Algebra 2, Math Analysis, which is pre-calc, and Trigonometry. And then I did AP Stats and then AP Calc. I did it backwards because my scheduling didn't work out, which it didn't work out anyway because I was supposed to be in leadership my senior year and that didn't happen. So because of that, I ended up taking AP Chem my senior year. It was either that or psychology, and I didn't like the teacher for the regular psychology class. Like, I had her for AP Gov, but I thought having her for AP Gov was enough because, like, personally, her teaching style didn't really resonate a whole lot with me. Like, nothing against her, but yeah. So, yeah, and it also said I had 7 years of visual arts when one is required, and that was because, like, I did yearbook for 4 years, and then photo for a year, and then the 2 semesters of photo counted as 2 more years. So that makes the 7 years when I really only took 5 classes. Yeah, so there's that. I got a 3 in AP Bio, which is only AP test I passed. So I took all those classes. I took 8 classes? I took 8 classes. I took 8 AP classes and only passed 1 test. Yeah. It happens. So on to the ACT and SAT. So my SAT score was 1160, which isn't very good. I ended up going with my ACT score, which wasn't much higher. I got a 26 on the ACT. I think it's super scored to 27. If you guys don't know what super scoring is, it takes the best score from each of the tests you've taken. So I took the ACT 3 times. The first time I got a composition of 23. My English was 24, my math was 25, my reading was 19, my science was 24, and my writing was 8. And the writing is on a 12-point scale, I believe, 0 to 12, and the English, math, reading, and science are on a 36-point scale. So again, I did not do well. I mean, like, I got a 19 in reading. That's like a little above half. No, what? I can't do math. 15, 16. Yeah, it was a little above half. Not good. It's really bad. So the second time I definitely improved. My composition was 26. My English was 27. My math was 27. My reading was 24. My science was 27. And again, my writing was 8. So that definitely went up a bit in everything. Everything improved by at least 2 points. And then the third time I took it, I got a 25 composition score. But that didn't matter because I improved in other tests. So in my English, I got a 24 again. Math, 28. Reading, 25. Science, 22. And writing, 8. But they take the highest score out of each. So my super score was like a composition of, I think it was 27. And my highest English score was 27, my highest math score was 28, my highest reading score was 27, and my highest science score was 27. And, I mean, I got an 8 in all 3 writings, so that was an 8 too. And so, yeah, the more you take it, the more you improve. I'm definitely a reading and a science, or not reading. My reading score was terrible. I'm definitely a science and math person because those were my two highest scores. I really had to work for my English score. Like, English isn't necessarily hard for me, but it's like not the way my brain works. And the ACT, all of the reading things was like words underlined, and they asked you a question about that specific thing. I definitely recommend getting a book and practicing. That's what I did. And I like the ACT a little better than the SAT. So the SAT, I got an 1160. My reading and writing was 520, and my math was 640. So there's a big difference there. Like, if my reading and writing had been the same as my math, and they had both been 640, then my comp score would have been an 1280, which is really good. Because SAT is out of 1600, and 1280 is pretty dang good. Well, I got an 1160. So that, again, that's like a little above average, not very good, not terrible. So I was the 76th percentile overall, which is slightly above average for the national sample they took, I guess. Yeah, I was the 55th percentile in reading and writing, slightly above the benchmark, but not by much. So that means like 510, 500 is the national average. And I was the 89th percentile in math, which is above the benchmark. So they gave like all kinds of other cross scores. I was pretty average in all the subscores except for problem solving. I was above average in the reading math subscore. My cross-test score was 31 for science and then 27 for history. And I'll insert a little video of that because they really break it down. But with that, I was able to get into Cal Poly. My stats are in no way any benchmark for what they do. I just wanted to share what I got with you. Hope you enjoy. Bye.